Welcome back to Snow Dog's Cooking. Today, as the title says, we are going to make chicken noodle soup. Now I know a lot of people know how to make chicken noodle soup. It's a fairly easy thing to do, but there are people out there that just can never get it right. I make a very basic chicken noodle soup, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. It's my favorite. Jamie loves it. If you've been watching our vlogs, you know it's cold season here in Michigan, and chicken noodle soup is one of the best things for when you have a cold. What is your favorite go-to thing when you're not feeling good? I'm from Michigan, so Verner's is the answer for me. It's always Verner's. Verner's and Jell-O, but don't make it Jell-O. You just drink Jell-O water. I always drank that as a kid. I don't know why, but Verner's is definitely the answer. Let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna go ahead and start making some chicken noodle soup. And as always, the dogs are here to help. If you're looking for a chicken noodle soup recipe for your dogs, we actually made one over at Gone to the Snow Dogs. I will link it up above and down in the video description below, so after you're done watching this, you can go check that out. Memphis, you wanna make some soup? She's like, you're not making it for me, so I'm not even looking at you. So I'm making 2 quarts of chicken noodle soup, and I'm using the Instant Pot, but I'm actually cooking my chicken in the oven. You can use leftover chicken for this, or you can cook your chicken in the Instant Pot first. I like roasting my chicken for my soup, so that is what I'm going to show you. Chicken, as I said, I am going to be roasting the chicken. I am going to use 2 of these boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Carrots, I bought already cut up carrots because I just did. My least favorite vegetable ever, celery. I'm not a fan of celery, but I do cut it up and put it in my chicken soup because it is good for you. Garlic. Now you can either use garlic like this, which is what I choose to use, or you can actually mash up your own garlic, probably about 2 to 4 cloves, depending on how garlicky you like it. But I like using this, it's just easy. This here is really, really important. If you can find Miner's chicken base, this is the best stuff. I actually get this from Gordon Food Services, GFS store is what they also call it. Sometimes you can find it at Walmart. I don't suggest using a chicken broth. Use a chicken base if you can find one. If you can find Miner's, use Miner's. We are also gonna need garlic salt and black pepper, and then noodles of your choice. And yes, you guys, I'm gonna show you my favorite trick with fettuccine noodles for making chicken noodle soup. It's just one of my favorite kind of noodles, but you can use whatever you like for your noodles. We are going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. Remember, I am cooking my chicken in my oven. Next, we're gonna line a pan with aluminum foil, place our 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts into that pan. We are going to completely coat these with garlic salt and pepper. Now, as I said, the only seasoning I actually put in this soup is the garlic salt and pepper, and mainly I put it on the chicken before I make the soup. So if you guys are using chicken that you already have cooked, or you're cooking your chicken a different way, you can add the garlic, salt, and pepper to your actual broth. Now when I say coating it, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm going to coat this very well with pepper and garlic salt. It'll be good stuff. Once the oven is preheated and your chicken is finely decorated, we're gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until the chicken's done. So while that is cooking, we're gonna go ahead and cut up our celery and our carrots, which are already actually cut up. But if you have carrots to cut up, this would be a good time to go ahead and cut them up. As I said, I am going to be making this in my Instant Pot. But if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can just use a regular pot and put it all in there and bring it to a medium to high heat. You wanna make the celery and the carrots nice and soft. But I'm using the Instant Pot because it's easy. Now, as for how much carrots and how much celery to add, it's really up to you. Do you like lots of carrots? Do you like a little bit of carrots? For this much soup, I use about a loose cup of carrots. And we do matchstick carrots. That's why I buy them. I love these the most in soup. Oh wait, the dogs can have these. Would you like a carrot? Oh yes, would you like a carrot? Oh yes. Good stuff? Hold on, I got more in the bag. I'll pull one from the bag. One for you. Good stuff, huh? One for you. All right. I gotta save the rest of the carrots though, because they're going in a recipe I'm making for you guys this week as well. So, no more carrots, sorry. So as for how much celery you should use, I'm using 6 stalks of celery. I actually cut my celery in the middle and then cut it because I'm not a big fan of celery, and I feel like the smaller I cut it, the more I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop this up. I saved you some. Would you like to try some celery? What do you think of that? Crunchy? How about you? Yeah? What do you think of it? She's like, well, Memphis is eating it, so I probably should eat it. You like celery? You only get one. You're gonna take it in the other room. That's what I thought. Well, they like celery. So we're gonna go ahead and add our liquid to the Instant Pot. As I said, I'm making 2 quarts of soup, which means I need 8 cups of liquid. Now to the liquid, we're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of Miner's chicken base. So whatever you end up using, just make sure you read the instructions on how much to add for 8 cups of liquid. As you can see, we got the base in there. We're gonna go ahead and add the carrots. Ooh, nice and orange. So for the celery, ends up being just about a cup of celery. We're gonna go ahead and pour that in. And last but not least, I'm adding 1 whole tablespoon of that garlic. Now, as I said before, if you're using fresh minced garlic, 1 to 2 cloves, 2 to 4, it really depends on how garlicky you like your chicken soup. Like, if this wasn't for Jamie and it was just for me, I would probably use twice as much because I really like a good garlicky chicken noodle soup. But he's not as big of a fan, so I use about a tablespoon of the minced garlic. So however much you would like to use, that's how much you add. The garlic has been added, our chicken is almost done, and we have one more thing to add to this before we get it started. All right, so our chicken is done. I just checked the temperature. It's 165 degrees in the middle. It's actually 168, so perfectly done. And we're gonna go ahead and take these and transfer them to another plate so they can cool while the soup is cooking. But you see this? See all this nice little, whoa, see it fogging up my camera? All this nice little juice stuff? This is what I was talking about. This is like the secret that, I don't know, I just think it really does give the soup a little bit of extra flavor. I'm gonna take all of that and pour it into there. Now that that is added, everything is in, put the lid on your Instant Pot. Put it on the soup broth right here. 20 minutes, that's how long we're gonna cook it. We're gonna go ahead and let it go. And yes, I do realize that the chicken is not yet in the pot. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and cook this for a little bit to get that celery nice and soft. I don't wanna add the chicken to it because I don't want the chicken to then be overcooked. Again, this is just the way I make chicken noodle soup. So if you're copying what I do what I do in the video. If you're using a regular pot to cook this in, you want to bring everything to a low boil, so like a medium to high heat, and just let it cook for a good 15 to 30 minutes. You want your celery and your carrots to become slightly soft. So as soon as that happens, you can turn it back down to low. Now, as I said, I'm using fettuccine noodles, but they're super, super long. So I'm actually going to take these and break them into 4. So each one of these, let me just show you. See, they'll be about that long when we're done. So this is how long they start. That's how long they'll be for when we boil them. And now they're all broken up and we're gonna cook them as directed on the box. Once your Instapot is done, we are gonna go ahead and let this naturally vent for about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and vent it. All right, I've let it vent a little bit longer than I was supposed to. Be very careful when you do this because it's hot. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Just let that vent. Ooh, this smells amazing. So this is pretty much done, but the soup is definitely not done yet. Now I'm gonna take and dice up the chicken and throw it in there. So I actually cube up my chicken to add to the soup, but you can shred it or do whatever you want with it. We're gonna go ahead and add it in there and try not to splash everything. Woo! I think we did it. I think we did it. Oh, but wait, there's chicken. You get the inside part that has no seasoning on it. You got a piece. You can't take both pieces out of my hand, and you should try chewing it next time. Maybe you will enjoy it more. Good? All right, I'll save you a little bit of chicken for your dinner. So this is about what it should look like. Look at that. It looks delicious. Now, you're probably wondering, what about the noodles? I actually make my noodles separate from my soup. Because that way when I freeze this, the noodles aren't in it and they don't get all mushy. So I make my noodles separate. And I actually put a little twist on the noodles as well. So now I'm going to show you how I make my noodles. Now remember, I said I do my noodles a little bit differently too. We're going to add 2 things to this water. First is just a little bit of olive oil, or any type of oil really. This tends to make it so the noodles don't stick together. And then remember the chicken base we used? We're going to take just a little spoonful of this. Not even a spoonful, just a little bit. and put that in there. Just gives a little bit of flavor to your noodles. Noodles are done, soup's done. Let's see what it looks like. And that, my friends, is homemade chicken noodle soup. The nice thing about making the noodles separate is you can make this as noodly as you want. If you like more broth, you skim the broth off the top. You want more noodles, you add more noodles. You want more stuff, you scoop from the bottom. This smells amazing, and I don't think I'm gonna wait for Jamie to get back to eat this. I think I'm gonna eat it now. Ho ho ho, but where there is chicken soup, there is noodles. Noodle? Good stuff. One more noodle? You got it? I'm not dropping it. One more noodle. Oh yeah, good stuff. Alright, so Jamie's gonna be the taste test guinea pig. Right. I already tried it, but I didn't try it on camera.
See, I like crackers, so I'm gonna dip the broth in some cracker and try it.
Dip the cracker in some broth.
Yeah,
that was adorable. It shouldn't be super hot. It should be just hot enough to warm you up. Good stuff.
That's good. No, I need the broth.
I told them I made this soup because it's cold season.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next up is chili.
Yeah. All right. You enjoy that. And that is how I make my homemade chicken noodle soup. If you guys would like to suggest something to see us make, please do so down in the comments. We hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye, guys.